Sean Sewell with Engearment.com, the beautiful mountains of Colorado, doing a review on the Marmot WarmCube Active Alt jacket. This guy right here, he fits in a very unique category of down jacket, active insulation, comfort, and style. There's a lot to cover in this review, so let's get into it. As always, we will start with sizing. I am 6'1", 45-inch chest, 33-inch waist, 210 pounds, 36, 37 on the arms. This is a men's extra large. It's gotta be one of my favorite fits. It is great. Right now I have it over a mid-layer, which I have a review on from Marmot as well. You can wear it over a t-shirt or base layer. Totally fine. It's got this it has a stretchy material that's very quiet. No crinkles. The material right there, as you can see, it's a very attractive material. Kind of reminds me of the Nano Air from Patagonia, but a little even burlier with that ripstop material right there. What goes into this jacket is kind of blow your mind. It kind of blew my mind. We met with Marmot a couple months ago to go over this technology, the WarmCube technology, and I've been studying it for a while here, testing the mountains. Last night I got down to about 5 degrees when we're camping. I used it for a hike with my dog Chloe in warmer temperatures to try and see how I can push the temperatures. I think is about 35, 40 degrees. We're going up a mountain. I'll put a picture below with her. But it's a really sweet spot because usually with down insulation, I'm looking for it to keep me warm in static conditions, meaning like I've done something and I'm going to stop for a moment. I'm going to stop and assess the situation or have lunch, or I'm in the city and it's a casual piece and I want to stay warm in temperatures, 15 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Your mileage may vary, but that's usually where I would wear a down jacket over basically just a t-shirt. Of course, if it's getting below 10, 15 degrees Fahrenheit, I would layer up, which I'm doing right now because it was 5 degrees this morning and it maybe has hit 10 now. Let's get into WarmCubes. So on the outside, it looks like a pretty chill jacket. Like it's aesthetically pleasing, it's a good looking jacket. You do get two nice zippered pockets with good size zippers, so you can definitely stash your phone or what have you in there. The cuffs are nice and elastic, nice stretch to them. They fit very well. They're not loose like some other down jackets. And I reached out to Marmot to confirm with this, but this right here is not down insulation. I believe this is the Octa insulation, which I use in the Alt HB jacket, which I have a review on and I'm wearing underneath this and we'll show you. But this is not down here. This is like a panel of that synthetic insulation that breathes really well. It's got this capillary, Octa, tentacles, right? That draws moisture away from your skin and dissipates out into nature. So it's very, very breathable. But the WarmCube, which is why you're probably here, nice sizable zipper. You can operate it with the gloves on. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Got some cool stuff in here to show you. Boom. There are those WarmCubes and drop pockets. You see the drop pockets? I can't skip over the drop pockets. I'm a huge fan for drop pockets. Sizable on both sides. But yeah, this is the WarmCube. So check this out. These are cubes out of down and they're not sewn to the jacket. There is space between them. So it's like these stripes of that insulation. And then you can see the breathable material right here. And I can actually see through it with the sun coming through. I can see through the material. It's thin, stretchy, breathable material. Then you have these clusters of the WarmCube. I believe they claim that it stores your heat and then keeps you warm when you are static and then helps dump the heat when you are moving. I don't know how that really works. I know how I tested it, which is hiking in the snow and like I mentioned, camping, as well as just being in pretty cold temperatures. And I have it layered over a mid-layer right now because it is really, really cold. This jacket by itself I've had down to about 20 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, I could probably push it to 15 like a lot of other down jackets. It is a 700 fill down, which is pretty good, We definitely have some jackets we've been testing that are 800 fill and higher. Higher the fill number, the better insulative properties for the space. But 700 fill is still very good, very usable. And then they did something I love. They put water resistant treatment on it. So it dries 10 times faster, is more durable. I really, really like water resistant, waterproof down. It just gives me an extra vote of confidence when I'm using it in the mountains. Oftentimes, say I'm in a tent and it gets condensation, which does happen, especially in winter, when there's like no wind, which is kind of a blessing. The wind can be demoralizing, but when there's no wind, there's no way to circulate moisture out the tent, even if you have it properly ventilated, like I did last night. And it just get icicles, and then eventually it turns into water, rains on you, and if you're wearing traditional down, it's not a good situation to be in. If you're wearing a water-resistant down like this, it's not a concern because it still insulates when wet and it dries out really, really quick. So I'm a big fan of water-resistant down. Again, it's 700 fill, allied feather down, so you can feel good about that. And that's in the WarmCube pockets that you saw. And then this, I believe, is the Octa insulation, so very good and breathable. So you get a big old vest of the WarmCube 700 fill water-resistant down, and then you get sleeves and other areas that are very good at dumping heat. The hood is awesome, and it works perfectly with the jacket I have underneath. I'll show you that jacket one more time. This guy right here, I have a review on him, but I'll show you the hood on this guy. It's really good. It's a good hood. That's the other hood, and this is the main hood. And they play nicely together, very nicely. Now, as you saw there's no adjustable straps on the sides or on the rear, and that's okay because I believe I like the fit quite a bit. I don't like sometimes having that adjustability. It sounds silly, but it looks like a unicorn, like an antenna. So you don't have that with this. It's just a very functional hood, and as you saw me demonstrate, it's a very good hood. I don't see much reason to adjust it. It's not helmet compatible at all, but you know, for casual use and/or the ways I'm using it, which is just over a hat or over a beanie or just over your hair, it works very, very well. I believe MSRP is around $350 for this. It's one of their higher end jackets for sure. And I'm going to do a comparison part 2 of this versus a lot of other jackets in this category of the 700, 800, 850, maybe even higher fill down jackets that are compressible, lightweight, and just compare the different features and how they fit and functions. And I'm going to shoot that up next week. We did one about a month ago, and it was a really big hit, and that actually led us to this jacket. That's one of our jackets to review. And that's what we do. We listen to you guys, we read the comments, we interact with you guys all around the world. Love the international audience, and then your questions and your insights help us to test gear. It also helps the community learn more about how you use your gear, the pluses, the negatives, what you like, what you don't like, recommendations for trips and stuff. I don't have all the answers. I just have my observations and what I get to share with you guys. So it's a pleasure to get to work with all of you out there. I'm stoked to work with Marmot too. Prior to starting Engearment, one of my first legit sleeping bags was a Marmot's, I think a 10-degree helium or lithium or some kind of mineral or atom. And it was an awesome sleeping bag, and it had a waterproof membrane. It was legit, so I'm really excited to work with Marmot on a lot of projects moving forward. If you want to see those projects, consider subscribing to our Engearment YouTube channel to stay up to date. Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, thumbs up would be appreciated. It goes a long ways in our book. And if you have any further questions, put those in the comments below. I'll get right back to you. I'm Sean Sewell, the owner and director of Stoke for Engearment. And until next time, take care.